welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I am a drone pilot, and today's a beautiful sunny day, so I'm going to fly an FPV drone. Now you're wondering, what FPV drone am I going to fly? Well, you probably saw the title, but I am bringing it into the picture. Look at this thing. Look at how long it is. It keeps on going. Nope, still going, still going. Is it going to fit in the picture? There we go. I think we got most of it in the picture now. This is the Crocodile 75 version 3. It is humongous. And for those of you who have a great memory, this is the Crocodile 7. Remember that? This is by GEPRC. GEPRC makes both of them. So this is the Crocodile 7. We all thought it was humongous back in the day when it came out. And this, my friends, is the 75. You can see it's humongous-er. It's large. It's large-er. It's got a super long body. So what makes this new version so great? Well, first off, you get a series of cameras that you can pick when you order it. I have the most expensive camera known to man in this thing, which is the DJI-03 air unit. Yeah, you can get it with that, and they nicely fit the DJI-03 air unit system at the back, so you can plug in your micro SD card as well as have access to the USB-C, and they even leave a spot on this side for you to do your binding. Now you will notice on the sides, all shrouded. That keeps all the dust and dirt and all the crap out, so fly it winter, summer, any place, it should keep everything out. It's a very nice idea. A lot of drone manufacturers are doing that nowadays, and I really appreciate it. The only thing it does cause is that if you want to access the flight controller, which is inside, you got to take off the shrouds. Speaking of the flight controller, this has the latest greatest. It's an F7 flight controller. I believe the ESC, I'll put it someplace if I get it wrong. I think it's a 4-in-1 50 amp ESC, so you probably have, 50, 50, 50, 50. You're probably looking at 200 amps for all the motors. Speaking of the motors, they are large. Check out the old version. Look at the motors on the old version. We thought this thing was super powerful. Look at the motors on the new version. It's like, I don't know, my head's in the way here. Look at the motors on the new version. It's like, wow, big difference in size. So on this new version, since this is a 6S drone, the new version, it is 1350 kV. All carbon fiber construction. The shrouds on the side are made out of plastic. Looks like molded plastic and a little bit of 3D printed stuff up front, rubbery plastic. And then you get down to the arms, which are replaceable, thick carbon fiber there. The whole body looks like it's all fixable if you damaged it, because I'm thinking this is going to be a very heavy FPV drone, and the chances of you damaging it, if you're not very good at flying, are probably pretty good, because it's going to thunder into the ground pretty hard due to its weight and size. Going all the way to the back, we do have a GPS rescue on the very rear, something I never use because I don't fly far enough to use GPS rescue. Also the antennas, you can see we have two right here, and with two antennas, if you put a big battery on, you can just bend them, put one like that and one like that if you want. You're going to get super long range. So people love these type of antennas for that purpose. Speaking of range, I have a crossfire system in mind, and I have a crossfire module I stuck on my little Radiomaster Boxer radio. So range on this, if I took a guess, line of sight, it's in the miles. I don't know what it would be, like miles upon miles upon miles. Not really sure what the range is, and I'm not going to test it here today because I'm in Canada. I can't do it. Jumping back to the camera, since it has the DJI-03 system in it, it means you can use the DJI goggles version 2, or you can use the new Integra goggles or the goggles 2, and you'll have the digital signal. If you want to spend less money, you can get it with just standard digital. Also, I believe you can get it in analog and avatar as well. So they're covering a lot of the bases. The only thing I don't see is HD0. Flight time, you're probably wondering flight time. If you stick a normal battery on it, like this is a normal battery, 1800 milliamp hour 6S battery. This is a large battery. Look at that. Look at the size of this battery. Large, right? Watch this. Bring battery close to FPV drone. Battery then becomes small looking. It's not that large anymore because the drone is so big. Craziness. This, however, is a huge battery. I use it in my RC cars and I use it in my RC planes. And when I bring this close, plunk, hey, it fits nice. There we go. So they say you can fly with this. They also say if you put a lithium ion battery on this, like a big 4000 lithium ion, you can fly this for 30 minutes. If you use a smaller battery like this, it's not as much weight, so I should get, I don't know, over 5 minutes. And as you've probably already noticed, it is a dead cat design, so whatever camera you stick on top or this camera in front, you are not going to get props in the frame. So it's a very cinematic type drone. Okay, with all that said, I'm going to go take it for a flight because I've not flown this one yet, and I'm gonna see how it hovers. So I'm just gonna put a GoPro hat on, stick it on the ground, take it up, and I wanna see how it hovers in the air and maneuvers around line of sight with no goggles on. So let's go try that now. All right, I've got the GEPRC Crocodile 75 here, and I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro circling me over there. So it's just gonna circle me and film me as I do a hover test with this baby to see how well it works. Over here I have a GoPro, and on my head I have a GoPro. So with all these 3 cameras, we should get some video. Now I'm gonna leave my little GoPro Hero 11 Mini on it because that's the weight I'm gonna be using when I go fly. You can see this battery is large, but it's not large enough to fit under both battery straps, so that's kind of funny. Anyways, let me just plug it in and we'll take it for a flight. So as you can see down here, they have that neat battery connector system. You could do this with one hand. You just take this little battery cable, XT60, and you plug it in the back. There we go. Now I can't remember out of the box if it's set up to only arm after it gets 8 satellites or if it allows you to arm without satellites. Let me try it. Okay, you can arm it without satellites. That's good. All right, so we're ready for our test. I have it in angle mode to do a quick hover test. The drone is down here. This camera should pick it up. That camera should pick it up. It's armed, and let's go up. Let's see how it hovers. Whoa, lots of rocks spit in my face. Anyways, I've got it up, and I can feel the breeze on my legs. This thing here is like super powerful. But look at that. It's super stable. Look at that. No fingers on the joysticks. Coming at me though. Blades of death. Wow. So I'm just barely moving the joystick. This thing is a beast. It's gonna be kind of scary flying it. So I'm out here today and ensuring that nobody's around so I could take it for a flight and not attack anybody. Let me see. I'll bring it over to the GoPro. There we are. That's what it looks like. Ooh. You see any shaking going on? That's my caffeine-induced fingers. I'll bring it over so the Mini sees it. There you go, Mini. You should see that because it's between me and the Mini. There we go. All right, so let's take it for a flight now and see how she performs. Bring it down, not on the DJI controller. Right over here. Boink. Same thing that happens every time I come out to fly. Other people come out, so I've got kids behind me, and it means I have to go fly away from those kids. All right, let's power this on, plug this in. Okay, so kids in that field, gotta watch out for them, and my spotter is over there because I'm heading that way, so here we go. I should also mention I have a few features on here. I think this is the beeper over here.
Buzzer active.
There you go, if I lose it. I also have the GPS rescue on another switch over on this side, and over here is my mode switch.
Flight mode angle, flight mode acro.
Acro is what we want, so let's go, baby.
Armed.
Oh, look at the dust fly. Now, the company says they have tuned this themselves. Personally, all their FPV drone pilots have tuned this to make this the most smoothest flying experience known to man. And already I could tell it's extremely smooth. Look at this. It feels like I could go for miles just flying around here. I'm trying to avoid people or anything like that because this is a very heavy drone. And if this bonks you on the head, it would hurt. So usually there's kids in the park, so I'm just checking to see if there's any kids. Sometimes they're so small I can't see them, so just flying around. So I'll just give you my personal impressions right now. It's a very smooth flyer. I'm hardly moving the joysticks. I could probably take my hands off the joysticks because it just seems like it wants to fly. There's the guys over in the track doing their track and field. Stay away from them. Yeah, so it's really good. All right, so let's do my normal thing really quick so I don't run out of time here. Go up a little bit and then just see if I can do a slow turn. Yep. There's a slow rotation, no problem. Other direction. Yep. If a drone can do a very slow rotation like that and not lose a massive amount of height or go vibrating all over the place, it usually means it's pretty darn good. And of course, a forward roll, nice and slow. There we are. That was beautiful. I don't think you get any more perfected than that. That's like Olympic quality. And well, here, let's do a backward roll. Coming around. Yeah. It's incredible. Let me tell you what you see on the screen. So at the very top, due to the GPS, you see a longitude, latitude, and also you see that arrow in the center, right below the crosshairs. That just points back to where I am. Also up in the top left, I have the battery voltage. You can see it up there. That's for one of the cells. It's giving me the lowest cell, I believe. I have my altitude over there. I can crank the altitude, see? And then watch the battery go down to depletion mode, and then the battery comes back to life. Over on the left, you see the H. It says how far in meters I am away from home. All right, I'm chasing Steve's plane, and my radio is counting down for battery remaining, but I have enough battery power, I'm sure, to keep on chasing him. Okay, so that's my timer of 5 minutes has elapsed, but I'm still flying and chasing. I can see the low battery flashing in my screen. Whoa, Steve's doing all sorts of tricks. He's got his F-14 Eagle. Okay, I'm gonna dive close to him. Go sideways on the side. This thing can go very fast, so I can surpass him if I have to. Try not to hit him. I'll speed up just to catch up to him. There we are. Whoa! Okay, so what I'm gonna do is do my next test because I'm running out of time here because I am on a schedule today. So let me do my next test. First off, let me say test number 1. No problem with this drone. It passed with flying colors. Let's bring it down over near me. Okay, I'll try to land this close to me without smashing into anything. It's just so big, I have to be careful. There's the GoPro, and we're gonna come down.
Engine off.
Blink! There we are. All right, for the next flight, I wanna see if it can actually fly with this 4000 6S 50C massive LiPo battery on it. It's huge, it takes up the whole frame, very heavy. So we'll see if it can actually fly, and we'll see how well it flies with this much weight. This is gonna be this battery, the drone, and the mini GoPro, a lot of weight. 4,000? Now this plug, look at the size of it, it's massive. It's like an XT90, it's not gonna fit in there. So I have a cable that I got off of Amazon. It goes from this smart plug, which is an IC5, I think, all the way down to an IC3, and then I have to convert the IC3 into an XT60. There we go, that's pretty cool looking. So in order to keep the dust off this drone, when it blows all the dust up, I'm keeping it above the ground a little bit. Hopefully that keeps the lens cleaner this time on takeoff. Okay, massive, super heavy, 4,000 milliamp hour LiPo battery 6S. Can it lift it? It's up. Am I using more power? Slightly. It's not bad. It's not bad. It says it's a little warm inside here. I'll show you what it says because it was sitting out in the sun. It's a very hot morning today. It's going to cool itself. You'll see it going down 73, 72, 70. There we go. It makes a lot more noise in the air, I'll tell you that. Nobody would ever put that big a battery on and do freestyle. There, I'm doing a little faster because it's very heavy. We have like drones falling out of the sky. Yeah, so no problem. All right. So if I reduce the power and dive, let's see if it can pull out a dive.
4 minutes.
Oh, it screams when I come out. Woohoo! So you can fly it on this battery and you'll get a long flight time, but at the same time, with all that weight, you're going to use a lot of power. So in other words, with that battery on, you have to keep the throttle low and just enjoy a nice cruising speed like this. If it was a lithium-ion battery, you should get about 30 minutes, but I'm guessing with the 4,000, probably 12-minute flight time. You know, it's gonna burn it up because it's carrying the weight. All right, so enough of me chatting, let's bring it back, and the next thing I wanna do is a quick speed test. Big batteries like this on drones sometimes cause a drone to bounce, so I'm just gonna bring it down nice and slow, and this grass is a nice place to land it.
Engine off.
I gotta tell you, with this battery on, it weighs a lot. Like I'm lifting it, I could do curls with this thing. That's a lot of weight up there, but it lifts it and flies with this, no problem. I've taken the GoPro off. I've put an 1800 milliamp hour LiPo battery 6S on it, so it's not very heavy. I'm gonna use a SkyRC GPS unit. It's Bluetooth, it goes up top here. I'll see if I can stick it on. I also put an Insta360 GO camera up top. It's shooting off on an angle, so this thing should tilt like this to go really fast, and might see a lot of the ground, but at least we'll get some video as well from what it looks like to be on top of a drone going full speed. Okay, speed test, here we go. Let's go straight up. That's a lot of dust. And I'm gonna aim this way, and here we go. Battery's gonna suffer at this, but there we are. Going straight. Kill the power. Let it recover. And here we go. Battery doesn't like this at all. There we go. That will give you the max speed. So now I'm gonna hit stop. Now I'm gonna hit read. 140 kilometers per hour. All right, the next thing to show you on this beast of a drone is what comes in the box if you buy it, so check this out. This is the box your Crocodile 75 comes in. Opening the box, you'll find your drone and accessories. The Crocodile 75 comes in many configurations. Mine came with the DJI O3 system and Crossfire receiver. The documentation included with my drone would be the DJI O3 air unit system, a quick start guide, information on how to set up GPS rescue, as well as product support cards, and finally information on the flight controller. Accessories include 2 sets of propellers, a propeller direction card, 2 battery straps, 2 battery grips, 2 long-range antennas, a set of tools and hardware, GEPRC stickers, and a GEPRC keychain. Total takeoff weight of the Crocodile 7.5 without a battery is 680 grams. So what are my final thoughts on the Crocodile 75? Well, I'm going to say the following. It's amazing. It is really amazing. This is an awesome drone to fly. I was just telling Jedi Steve that when I flew this drone, it was one of the only drones I've ever flown where I could take my hands off the joysticks on the controller and scratch my nose. It just keeps flying straight. It is that good. It doesn't like dip down or go sideways or anything like that. It's just an awesome, awesome drone. So if you're in the FPV hobby and you don't have a large 7.5-inch prop drone with big motors and an F7 flight controller, very modern, very well tuned, well, then you might want to pick this one up because there's a lot of things you can do with it, especially if you're in cinematography, because the amount of weight you can stick up top is pretty incredible. So instead of sticking a big battery, put a big camera and you'll be flying and golden. Now let me just say, if you're a beginner to the FPV drone world and you've never flown an FPV drone before, do not get this because you will end up in 911 emergency hospital because you will injure yourself. This thing is so big, the slightest movement on the joysticks and you're gonna cut your throat or cut somebody else's head off. It's very dangerous. So if you have some experience flying FPV drones, then you could probably fly this no problem. Just make sure you're in a big field if you're new to flying this thing. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna put links to it below. You can go check it out. I'll also put links to the GPS I stuck on top. I use it in all my RC products, as well as the Insta360 GO camera. Link to that is below as well. So if you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you have questions on this product, post them below and I'll get back to you. But for now, on this lovely sunny day, I say bye.